Welcome back to my Vision News. Three news stories. First one is from Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Amhara region-based groups, Amhara politicians, they have been accusing Oromia regional government that Oromia government had set up checkpoints, that Oromia forces were trying to stop entry of ethnic Amharas from Amhara region into Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa is surrounded by Oromia region. Now, an Oromo news source have shared a report making some claims that a large number of militarily trained ethnic Amharas are trying to enter Addis Ababa. Secondly, viewers, Addis Ababa and the story from the capital city, vice chairman of a political party has been arrested in Addis Ababa. And thirdly, Ethiopia was suspended from AGOA, African Growth and Opportunity Act. Last year, US suspended Ethiopia. Ethiopian exports to US had duty-free access to US markets under AGOA, but Ethiopia and two other African countries were removed from AGOA for human rights violations which happened in Ethiopia. Now, efforts are underway for Ethiopia's reinstatement in AGOA. Firstly, viewers, if you have been following news this year and last year, we saw several reports that entry of ethnic Amharas from Amhara region into Addis Ababa is being restricted. That on Oromia-Amhara border, checkpoints have been set up by Oromia forces. Oromia forces stop vehicles coming from Gajjam, from Debre Birhan, from Gajjam. The vehicles which try to enter Addis Ababa through Oromia, they are stopped. Thorough, extensive checkings are done, and most of ethnic Amharas are not allowed to enter Oromia, though their destination is Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Now, it is being reported by an Oromia news source, Oromo news source, that according to a police officer, on condition of anonymity, the police officer has shared some details. From the Amhara region, youth who are militarily trained are trying to enter Addis Ababa. The youth were trained either in Amhara region or in Eritrea. It means Fano fighters, militia members who were trained by Eritrean military and by Amhara forces. They are trying to enter Addis Ababa in the guise of civilians. They're not armed, obviously, though in some cases weapons have been recovered, hand grenades have been recovered from some vehicles which have been trying to enter Addis Ababa from Amhara region through Oromia. So it is being alleged by this news source that entry of ethnic Amharas from Amhara region into Oromia to reach Addis Ababa is a security threat. That is why extensive checkings are conducted. Otherwise, if ethnic Amharas are allowed free access to Addis Ababa, they'll try to change the demographic balance in Addis Ababa. Secondly, they could create instability in Addis Ababa. And it is now being alleged that out of more than 800 people who were arrested on Adwa victory day on the 2nd of March in Addis Ababa, Majority of these people were from the Amhara region. More than 500 were from Amhara region. They tried to enter. They entered Addis Ababa in connection with ADWA, a victory day celebrations, and then at Menelik Square there was confrontation between security forces and these people attending ADWA, the victory celebrations. So this is Oromia regional government's position, that a coordinated campaign is underway to destabilize Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. That is why youth are trying to enter Addis Ababa from Amhara region. And it's the responsibility of Oromia government to stop this flow of armed and trained youth from Amhara region into Addis Ababa. Second news story is about the arrest of vice chairman of Balderas party. Balderas for True Democracy was founded by Skandar Naga. Skandar Naga abandoned politics last year. He was back in the news a few days ago when he was arrested in Gajam, though he was released. His activities are unknown. What is he doing? Has he chosen another means of struggle? No one knows. Though he asked all people to unite in a message after his release a few days ago. Now Balderas is going to elect new leaders, and on Sunday, Balderas will hold a general assembly in the capital city of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. A day before this general assembly, vice president of the party has been arrested. Amhara Dagnew is the vice president of the party. He has been arrested by security forces. Security officials clad in plain clothes arrested him from party headquarters in Addis Ababa. Both Inath and Balderas won't be allowed to work freely in Addis Ababa. Both are seen as pro-Amhara political parties by the government. Thirdly, viewers, AGOA, African Growth and Opportunity Act. We know that Ethiopian textile, leather and other products had duty-free access to US markets under AGOA, but last year, the start of last year, US removed Ethiopia from AGOA. Ethiopia protested. It tried to do some lobbying. It could not prevent the removal. And Central Ethiopia has been trying to convince the US government that Ethiopia should be reinstated. And after Ethiopian suspension from AGOA, we know that factories in Ethiopia laid off hundreds of workers. Industrial parks laid off workers in large number in Oromia and other parts of Ethiopia. Ethiopian textile industry, leather industry suffered. Those foreign investors who had invested in Ethiopia, they have been considering closing of their factories. Now, Ethiopia is improving its ties with the US, and lobbying is underway once again. A firm hired by Ethiopian government for lobbying in the US has confirmed that Ethiopian efforts for reinstatement in AGOA are going to be fruitful, especially when we know that Antony Blinken, US Secretary of State, is going to visit Ethiopia on Wednesday. I personally don't see Ethiopian reinstatement in AGOA. Why? Because Ethiopia was removed from AGOA over human rights violations, and Ethiopia is not allowing UN Human Rights Commission to investigate war crimes in Ethiopia freely. In fact, Ethiopian government wants an end to the mandate of UN Inquiry Commission. So I don't see the reinstatement of AGOA for Ethiopia in coming days, though lobbying firms are giving hope to Ethiopian government that Ethiopia could be reinstated. Let's see what this Blinken's visit has in store for Ethiopian government and Ethiopian economy especially. Think